So hi, I'm Amber from Influence Updates on Instagram and TikTok, and tonight I'm going to be doing a live Q&A. I'm not doing 3 headlines this week because I just don't feel like there's anything really big enough to warrant a headline and a segment. It's been a bit quiet in the influencer world, which is unusual. So yeah, I posted a Q&A box earlier on my stories, and I'm now going to go through as many questions as I possibly can. I may not know all the answers, but maybe you can all help me come up with the answers, if you know what I mean. All right, so first question. Did Olivia Molly-Rogers and Paul Versace fall out? If so, do you know why? So yes, they have fallen out. Olivia Molly-Rogers and Paul Versace were a very famous duo for their fashion styling. So Paul Versace he's styled by Bloom on Instagram, and he is a stylist, and yeah, they did everything together. He styled her for all of her events, and then suddenly he stopped. And yes, it is very clear that they have fallen out. Neither of them have spoken about why. Olivia tends to stray away from drama. But I noticed somebody also messaged me saying that he used to be really tight with Taylor Demir, who is now Taylor Broad, from Love Island Season 1. She was the winner. And yeah, she also used to be very close with Paul Versace, and they had some sort of falling out. So I don't know why, but do with that information what you will. Let's see if anyone else has the answer. I feel like the comments are a bit delayed, so maybe the answer might come later. But yeah, I don't know why for sure, sorry. All right, next question. Renee May posted a story today about her mother-in-law. I was confused. What's your take? Oh, I don't know what the story is. Should I have a look now, or is that going to take too long? Let's see, Renee May. Some of these influencers, they do confuse us, don't they? Is that the story? No. Okay, I can't find the story quickly, so I'm just going to go back to my questions, and I won't do that again because that obviously took up way too much time. So yeah, I'm not sure what the story is. If anyone knows... No, nobody's saying. All right, I'm going to have to skip that one, but send me a DM if you like, and we can talk about it there. What's a brand you would love to work with if you were an influencer? A car brand, for sure. So that is on my radar lately because Indy Clinton was sent I think it was a Nissan car this week, and it was sent to her on a tow truck, and it's this big $100,000 plus car, and she gets to borrow it for a week to test drive it. And I believe that is a sponsored, gifted, loaned car. And that is what I would love if I was an influencer. I would love to be loaned a car, even if it was for a year or 3 months, whatever. But that would be the ultimate influencer PR gift, I think. What's happened with Bill and his podcast? Any idea on his post about it? No. So Bill and Holly Müeller, they have got a podcast together. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Nope, can't remember what it's called. But yeah, Bill and Holly Müeller have a podcast together, and recently Bill has been posted that something big is happening. Like when they started the podcast together, there were all these legal issues and other issues, and that's why season 2 has been delayed because they haven't released any new episodes this year. And Holly hasn't spoken about it at all. So it very much seems like Bill is going to be coming back and doing the podcast on his own. But yeah, he's sort of teasing that there's going to be this big drama and stuff. So I'm very interested to see what it is, but I don't know what it is. I was saying as a joke to him on TikTok, I was like, oh, maybe Sophie Guidolin is going to be the new co-host. But I don't think that would really be true, because when they first did the podcast, they were teasing that Holly's going to spill the tea on Sophie Guidolin, and Sophie Guidolin issued them with a legal letter saying, if you say anything that's not true, I'm going to pursue legal action. But Holly ended up not saying anything bad anyway, so there was no issue in the end at all. What's this person saying? What's the go with Mik Testa promising to release a podcast but then keeps baiting it? Well, I guess these things take time, don't they? So she showed on her story tonight that she is going to be doing a YouTube version of the podcast as well. I personally don't think it's necessary. I know that Outspoken Podcast, they started doing a YouTube version and they've now stopped because they said that the amount of extra work it was just wasn't worth it, because they were like fussing about their appearance each week and the angles and things. So yeah, I don't know why she's bothering with that, but I guess she's doing a professional job of it. This person's saying here that Bill and Holly's podcast is called Sensory Overload. This person saying, heartbreaking to see Michelle Andrews from Shameless talking about her mother's cancer diagnosis. Yeah, I agree. It's really heartbreaking. So for me, it is very triggering. I actually can't watch a lot of the content because I have lost my mum only recently. And yeah, it's really, really horrible for Michelle. Like, I can imagine what she's going through. And yeah, it is not nice at all. It's so, so sad for her. And it was really sweet that, yeah, like her mum's bucket list of things she wants to do before she passes is just the everyday things that she does. Like, she's lived a really happy, fulfilled life. That was really lovely. Aussie mum vlogger having to sell her house. Is it related to the bills she had to pay out for the podcast and merch as mentioned on her Insta stories weeks ago? I didn't know that she was selling her house, but yeah, very well could be financial issues. I don't know, maybe she just wants to move away from Ashy a bit. I don't really know at all, but yeah, I guess that would be normal to assume that it's financial issues to do with all of that, because she has been talking about the financial impact that closing down the podcast has had on her. Thank you. This person's saying they're sorry for my loss. Ella Ding, her giveaways are a little suspicious. I disagree. Like, everybody seems to be saying that they're so suspicious and dodgy and scammy, but I feel like we've seen this before. I mean, Adrian Portelli does these giveaway companies where you buy a membership in his discounts or something and then get free entries into these giveaways. Really, they're gambling. They are a lottery, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think they're suspicious. I imagine there would be genuine winners. Like, I've looked at all the terms and conditions. They all seem legitimate. I've looked at like the competition registration number for New South Wales. She's got that on her website and that all checks out. So everything seems to check out, but it doesn't check out that she's saying that the recent giveaway of a Land Rover Evoque, I think it is, she's saying it's 2026 model, but people have run a check of the number plate and it's a 2024 model. I'm wondering if maybe that's not the exact car that you win. She's just using that for the promotion. But otherwise, yeah, maybe she's just got that wrong. Apparently the model is an MY26 or something, and maybe that's where the confusion lays. But yeah, it's definitely not a 2026 model. Apparently that's not even possible to get yet or something. But yeah, I can see why people do think it seems suspicious. Like Roxy Jacenko, she did a giveaway, as we all would probably remember. She was doing a $10 million house giveaway. And when you looked at the terms and conditions of that one, it was very dodgy and scammy. It was that the winner would win like a 1 in 64,000 chance to win the $10 million house, and the runner-up prize was like a $100,000 check. So really it was a $100,000 giveaway, and you were buying her course to enter. But again, really it's a lottery, in my opinion. They're just getting around the lottery laws, aren't they? This person's asking, what does Indy Clinton's sister do? She seems to do nothing at all and is so rich. So she has done a podcast interview with Indy before on Indy's podcast when she had one. And what does she do? I know she travels a lot. Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head. I feel like she does some sort of consulting for businesses, whether it be like social media consulting or marketing of some sort. I feel like that's what she does. But yeah, as to why she's so rich, I don't know. Maybe she's just super, super good at her job. Maybe they've got wealthy parents. Maybe she's invested well. Like, I don't actually know the answer to that. I'm wondering if someone else will know. Oh, so many people messaging me saying they've lost their mum. It's really sad, isn't it? Oh, and their dads. Do you think it's a good idea for AP to just keep posting like nothing happened? That would be Anna Paul. Yes, I do think it is a good idea, because I don't know what else people would expect. Like, do they expect her to just go offline? Like, this is what she's done for years and years. She has 7 million followers on TikTok. She can't just not post. And also, why should she have to? Like, yeah, I feel like that is the best move, is to just keep posting. But I was looking at her comments today, and every single comment is saying she should stop posting. Like, why are you posting? Like, you just need to say sorry. But yeah, I mean, I think honestly, Addis has more to say, needs to say more than Anna does. But yeah, I mean, she probably does owe people more of an explanation still, because her apology explanation video was very light on. It was didn't really apologise at all. But yeah, I do think that the best thing for her to do is to just keep posting. Have you seen on Tattle what people are saying about Emmylou and her car? No, I haven't. If someone could send that to me. Contrary to popular belief, I don't go on Tattle. What else have we got here? Someone's saying Adrian Portelli has been quiet recently. But then other people are saying he's been everywhere, especially with the Formula One being in Melbourne recently. Yeah, well, true. That was when Anna Paul made her Australian comeback. So she fled overseas when all of this chaos erupted with Mik Testa, and she has now returned to Australia, and the Formula One in Melbourne was her coming back party, I suppose. It wasn't really a party. Someone here is saying Indy's parents own Clinton's Toyota. No, they do not. So Clinton's and Clinton are actually different names, firstly. But yeah, her parents don't own it. I did a deep dive ages ago when she got that car from there, but no, they don't. What are your thoughts on Fidan, the TikToker? I really like her as a form of escapism. Like, her life is so far removed from mine. She's spending $400,000 on a pool. She's buying Chanel, and even her platters, I'm like, whoa. Like, I start adding up the cost of how much all that food would cost. Like, cheese is expensive these days. But yeah, I really like her as a form of escapism. I mean, I'm sure there's things that she does that aren't politically correct and everything, but I think that's okay. I think it's okay that influencers are all a bit different. Like, I think it's actually really boring if all influencers are exactly the same. And yeah, I think that she's really interesting. Who is Montana? She's been on my TikTok lately. Has she been on a show? No. So Montana Older, I've actually spoken about her twice on my TikTok live. If you go to my YouTube channel and search her name, you would see that, if you want to see the segments. But she is just a TikToker, and she's gaining a bit of momentum, I suppose. She lives in Torquay, which is where my sister lives, funnily enough. And yeah, she just posts a lot of mum content. She's Christian. She doesn't believe that, she believes that sunscreen is toxic. She believes in like alternative education rather than, like, her children do go to mainstream education, but she's sort of getting this belief in alternative education. She was saying that that libraries asking for children's genders, this went very viral, libraries asking for children's genders shouldn't be happening, like things like that. Like, she sort of has like a lot of alternative views. So yeah, that is a bit of a rundown of who she is. Also, she doesn't wear pants. That's a new thing, apparently. She refuses to wear pants now. She's only going to wear skirts and dresses. Where is Naked Harvest taking their stuff overseas? They didn't take everyone. Oh, I didn't notice that they didn't take everyone. Maybe that was like a choice by the staff that they didn't want to go. But yeah, they've posted today that they're taking everyone overseas. There was like a limousine, there were passports. But Georgie said that Naked Harvest are going to reveal it next week. So I guess they'll post all the content next week. And yeah, I mean, we could probably work it out. They were on a Qantas flight, I'm guessing from Brisbane. We could work out the approximate time, but I haven't gone into a deep dive yet about that. Which influencer do you think is their most authentic self online? Honestly, none of them. None of the ones that I talk about on this channel are their most authentic self. I don't think that anyone with that level of fame could be their most authentic self. Like, All Right Hey was once speaking about it on his podcast, High Scrollers, that like when something happens to him, his mind now is like, oh, that'll make good content. And I just think like nobody is living their authentic life thinking that way. And I don't think that's a bad thing that he thinks like that. Like, that is his life, and his job is to present a certain person online. But yeah, I don't think any of the ones I talk about on this channel are their most authentic self. I think that the smaller ones would be more authentic. Okay, this person has said Sarah's day editing photos and uploading to stories in her pics with her cousin in the gym today. I don't know about the editing. I didn't notice that personally, but she was posting with her cousin, who is this supermodel, as Sarah called her. She's like super tall, super slim, super gorgeous. And Sarah was laughing about how she's like, I clearly got the good genetics in this family. And like, she's being sarcastic because she's meaning her cousin actually did get the good genetics. But yeah, I didn't notice any photoshopping. They were photos in the mirror though, so sometimes mirrors do warp photos a little bit, so maybe it was that. Someone here is asking, is Chloe Szep pregnant? Well, not that we know of, but her dad did post a very suspicious thing a few months ago now, and Chloe and Mitch have gone very quiet online, so it wouldn't surprise me. But also with her past 2 pregnancies, she has like a lot of people that know who she is, and people live on the Gold Coast and they message me and they'll be like, oh, I saw Chloe out today and like she's clearly pregnant, whereas no one has messaged me about that. So I don't know. I was thinking that she was, just because of like, the lack of posting and stuff, but watch this space, I guess. Thoughts on people not wanting to see influencers' kids used as content anymore? I'm all for this. I do think this is great. I think that kids honestly shouldn't be online. Like, it's very different if you see like a kid in a Target catalogue, for example. Like, you don't know that kid's name, you don't know their school, you don't know their daily movements. Whereas I think also like if they're on a TV show as an actor, very different. And like also they're protected by like child acting laws and things. But I think that children should not be on public social media profiles. Like, I just don't think it's necessary. I don't know why I need to know all of those details about these people's children. And like sometimes influencers will post things like themselves in the shower with their child, and they'll post it to their 80,000 followers. And I'm like, why would you post that? Like, I don't know. I just think that's a severe lack of privacy for both yourself and your children. But I don't know. The more educated I get on the topic, the more I think it shouldn't happen. So like even like my personal TikTok account, I recently went through and deleted all my videos because I wanted to only reactivate the ones that don't have my children in them. So like I still might say their name and like something we did that day, but I don't need to be showing my children's faces. People don't need to know who my children are. They don't need to know about them. So yeah, I do agree with that. Not wanting to see influencers' kids used as content anymore. Do you think Steph... Oh, I've got over 200 people watching. That's really good. Do you think Steph Claire Smith rushed her ADHD podcast because Keisha from Life Uncut released hers? No, I actually think it was the other way around. So Steph Claire Smith announced hers recently. Yeah, she announced hers recently, and then Keisha announced hers like a few days later. And in the announcement post, she said, I've been working on this for 4 months. And I don't think it's a coincidence, but coincidentally maybe, Steph Claire Smith had come out with her ADHD diagnosis exactly 4 months ago, like to the day. So I'm like, okay, Keisha's wanting to make it very clear that she was working on this before Steph Claire Smith. So yeah, I think it was the other way around. I think that Keisha rushed the release of hers so that she could get in before Steph Claire Smith. Personally, I'm not listening to either. I don't have ADHD. I don't have any suspicion that I have ADHD, so it's not relevant to me, but great for those that it is relevant to, I am sure. Thoughts on the Kayla Itsines drama, bikini bodyguard and shaming women at the gym for filming sexually. Okay, well, I'm probably going to get slammed for this, but I'm actually leaning towards Kayla's side of this. Like, I'm agreeing with Kayla. So I think that what she said was taken a lot out of context and twisted a bit. Basically, she was saying she doesn't like that she opens up her Instagram, like it must have been 7 o'clock in the morning when she was filming this video. She'd opened up her Instagram and straight away in her face was a fitness influencer doing squats in front of the camera in sheer, she didn't say sheer, she said in short, in activewear where you can see everything. So that to me is, like they're pale yellow and they've got the G-string and you can actually see the outline of everything. So she said she's opened her phone and this influencer is doing squats with the camera, like filming up their bottom, like so you can see everything, and it's the angles and it's sexualizing fitness content. And I totally agree with that. What I don't necessarily agree with is the things she said around that, like about how she doesn't want her daughter seeing that. I mean, I agree about not letting your daughter see that, but like I don't see how it's relevant only to her daughter, not to her son, but then maybe that's me twisting Kayla's words. But yeah, I do agree. I don't understand why the fitness industry has become so sexual. I guess it's because sex sells. Maybe that's why. Actually, I think it definitely still sells because, like, look at Tammy Hembrow. Like, her content is very sexual and, yeah, she's got a lot of followers. But then also, Kayla Itsines, I feel like she has never sexualized herself on her social media. I feel like she didn't even used to show her face for a really long time, like back in the day. And it's only been like the last 2 or 3 years that she's been sharing a lot of personal content. But yeah, I actually agree with Kayla mostly on what she was saying around that. Oh, I've got to catch up on some comments. This person's saying, Matt is a poor excuse of a husband and stepfather. Annalise, Matt Poole's partner, could never. Makes me feel sad for Tammy and the kids. Okay, well, I mean, that sucks. Keisha's podcast about ADHD is fantastic. She's super relatable. Love hearing her story. That's so good. Oh, yeah. So this person's saying that Dominica Calarco, or Dom, she wrote a TikTok comment saying that Ella has scammed her. So, yeah, I do remember that. I totally forgot, actually. But, yeah, watch this space on that one. Like, I would really like to know how Ella scammed Dom. I don't think it's to do with the giveaway, but Dom did comment that on a giveaway post. So I think that people are kind of linking the two, but I don't think it was actually relevant to that. But, yeah, juicy. Anything further about Dom being pregnant? I mean, she explained that she's lost 6 kilos since she got pregnant, and it's mostly because of her thyroid issues. So she's now getting that fixed, and she's really trying to gain weight. And yeah, a lot of people have been, I suppose, shaming her because she is so slim, and they're saying, this is dangerous for your pregnancy, but yeah, it's not a choice for her. Is Kate Zepp's baby daddy back living with her and the kids? And then someone's saying, isn't he in jail? And another person saying, isn't he in jail? I think he has gone back to jail. Actually, yeah, he's definitely gone back to jail. I'm pretty sure he's in there for at least another 4 years with no bail, and then he'll be out. A lot of people here are saying that, yes, they agree. Like, children shouldn't be online with all of their lives being plastered for randoms to know their inner details. Someone here is saying that Mitch Orville is super chonky right now, which even though Chloe is all about super health now. Okay. A lot of people fighting about Tammy and Matt. So this person's saying Tammy needs to step up to the plate with Posey because Matt deserves to have special newborn time when his new baby comes. Oh, that's an interesting concept. I mean, I think that's normal. Like, if you have a second child, that the older sibling would still be around. People talking about, Matt going on a boys' trip to Melbourne when Tammy was away in London. I did get a little bit of an ick about that because, he does have stepchildren. I don't understand why he wasn't at home with them while Tammy was away working, but who knows? Who knows what the situation is there. People are posting clown face about saying that sunscreen is toxic, which was what Montana Older says. That was the London and Matt thing. What do Indy Clinton's parents do? I don't know, but they don't own Clinton's Toyota. Was it Indy's sister who was partying with Drake? Oh, I don't know that one for sure. Someone's saying here the Anna Paul scandal will be forgotten. I totally agree, although it really depends on Mik's podcast. It depends what more she comes out with. If she comes out with some more juicy stuff, well, then it won't be forgotten about. But if Mik dies off with it, then it will die off. Okay, I think I've caught up with those comments. So, okay, go back to the questions. Do you think Sophie Guidolin had a turkey eye lift like Sky? I believe it's called a fox eye lift and they get it done in Turkey. That would actually make a lot of sense because she recently posted some photos from Europe and everybody was thinking she'd photoshopped the pictures because her eyes were looking very like this and her jaw was looking very slim. She kind of looked like that alien emoji. Which she doesn't usually look like. So yeah, it was either a Photoshop fail or she's definitely had some sort of facelift surgery thing that's happened. What's your opinion on the Ashy Bines Keiara Moore fallout? Honestly, I feel really bad for Ashy that she's got so many failed, huge, big public friendships. Like there's Sammy, there's Nat, there's Keiara. I'm sure there's more as well, but they're like the 3 main ones that everybody's talking about right now. And I Gretty as well. Yeah, definitely Grady So 4. And I sort of feel bad for Ashy that that's been also public for her. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, there must be a reason why those 4 girls have now got together and they're all fighting the same fight. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's really interesting that none of them have spoken. I would really, really love to know more details on this. But I really do enjoy watching Ashy and Tiana, like their new friendship. They're very funny to watch together. They do lots of funny TikToks. But yeah, I mean, it's probably just a matter of time before Tiana ends up joining the other 4. Yeah, I don't know. Any updates on the mum who allegedly drugged her baby? Well, I mean, there is still the podcast Poisoned, and they are providing regular updates. So on the end of their last episode, they mentioned that Alana, I'm just going to say name, Alana has breached her bail. So, yeah, we're going to find out about that very soon. They also mentioned that when she announced her when she announced her pregnancy with, what was her name? There was another baby before Daisy, and the baby ended up being a stillborn. But when she announced that pregnancy to the public, she used a photo off Google for the announcement. And I mean, they admitted this in the podcast that like that is not illegal, and that in itself might be normal for some people, but like given all the situation around it, that has now become a very weird fact. So yeah, I thought that podcast episode was really interesting. What on earth is going on with Alana Lister and her claims about Tammy Hembrow? Okay, well, this has nothing to do with Tammy Hembrow, I suppose. Firstly, the only thing I've posted on my updates is that Tammy has responded to some comments about it, saying that, you know, Alana has mental health issues or something. And yeah, I mean, people are saying that Tammy probably should get her security enhanced because Alana does live on the Gold Coast and she seems a bit psychotic. I don't know if that's a horrible thing to say, but it seems like there's some sort of mental health issues going on and people are worried about Tammy. But yeah, Alana is accusing Tammy of forcing Alana to do sexual acts with animals while she watched, and obviously that's not true. And I'd say that it's some sort of mental health issues. Sam Guggenheimer and Izzy Armitage have apparently fallen out. Any idea as to what's happened? No idea, honestly, but they definitely had some sort of tiff over New Year's because they weren't seen together for a few weeks. They came back onto their pod and they said, no, everything was fine. Like, we just spent a lot of time together and it was nice to spend some time apart. But I feel like this is what happened with Ashton and Cardia. Like, they spent too much time together and then they moved out from each other and said, oh, you know, it's just because we're spending too much time together. But then they ended up having a full friendship fallout. So maybe that's what's happening here. I don't know how that's going to go because they obviously are so interlinked in, like, the Melbourne influencer scene. Like, when Sophie Guidolin stopped being friends with Sam, it was a bit easier because Sophie Guidolin moved away. But, yeah, we'll see what happens there. Sarah's day on her stories, Harlow has been diagnosed failure to thrive, then deleted it. I did not see that. But, yeah, probably good that she deleted that because, yeah, we don't need to know, I suppose. Sarah's day saying she blocks bad, hard, sad things she doesn't want to deal with out of her mind. Also had PTSD, panic attack, when she walked past a hospital room she was once in with her second born. I mean, that's horrible, but I mean, if that's her way of dealing with things, then that is her prerogative. I mean, the alternative is therapy, but that is a long process. And I think that that's also very normal. I think it's very normal to block out things that you don't want to talk about and things that make you sad. Like, if you think about a horrible moment of your life in the past and you don't remember all the details because your brain is blocking it out, I think that that is very normal and a very normal way of dealing with things. This person is saying lots of TikToks about exploiting kids online for views. Thoughts on the likes of Indy Clinton, etc. Well, yeah, I think I already spoke about that. Do we know why Martha Kalifatidis left LEM Wear? No, we don't. But, I mean, my money's on that she's had a falling out with her friends because I did speak about this in an episode a few weeks ago that, in the same Q&A, she said she's thinking about starting up a kids' clothing brand. And I'm like, well, if you don't have the energy for LEM Wear, but you've got the energy to start up a new brand, that doesn't make sense to me. So, yeah, I think it's a falling out. But someone in the know messaged me saying that, yeah, Martha just doesn't have the capacity to be part of this brand. But I just don't buy it, because like she could still, she's the whole marketing. Like I'm sure she didn't have to do a lot of work. They were probably happy for her to just be part of like the naming rights and stuff. What's that one? What face surgery did Indy Clinton have? So she had a nose job. She spoke about a few years ago she had a surfing accident where a surfboard hit her in the nose and changed things, and she wanted to get it fixed. But yeah, that is what she had. She looks so different if you compare her to a few years ago. So she's since had breast implants, a nose job, and teeth veneers, and dyed her hair brown. So yeah, she's looking very different. She's looking very good though. She's also super fit and healthy at the moment. Brittney Saunders Staple Swim. She said it's public knowledge, but I can't find anything. So Brittney Saunders recently answered a Q&A about why she's not running Staple Swim at the moment. And she said that she definitely wants to be running it, and hopefully it'll be back running soon. But there was something that's public knowledge, and that's why she can't do it. That something is a trademark issue. So there's Mink Pink, who own this brand. They have trademarked staple in the clothing category, and Brittney has trademarked Staple Swim in the clothing category, and Mink Pink are contesting it, saying it's too similar to our trademark. And yeah, Brittney's, I guess, fighting it. Hopefully she'll win, or I don't really know why she doesn't make it part of Fate. Maybe it's just because she wants to market it as its own separate thing, so that she's not marketing swimwear to the clothing people, or maybe it's so she can like build the swimwear business up and then sell it. Not sure. Why is Georgie Stevenson not taking her privacy and security seriously? Anyone can find her address. Yeah, I agree. I don't really know. I suppose maybe she's just like, well, it's going to be obvious where I live. I'm an influencer. I need to post my life and my house, so may as well make the most of it and share everything, because everyone's going to know anyway. She's started up a house Instagram account, which is very interesting. Like, I feel like she's got so much going on. Why is she starting this as well? I'm guessing it's so that she can do like sponsored content for like fridge brands or couch brands or whatever. But yeah, I would be very concerned, especially that she has one child and soon to be 2 children in the house. I imagine she does have some sort of security measures in place, which she doesn't share with us for good reason. What are your thoughts on Tammy Hembrow posting her children so much still? Well, the same as every other thoughts. Like, yeah, I know too much about them and I wish I didn't. But I also find that mum content is so relatable, and like we want to know about these people's kids, and yeah, it's a very tricky one. Like I can see why they want to share for engagement and stuff, but also I can see that it's wrong. Veruca Salt has said that she only wants a black baby. Should designer babies be made illegal? Well, yeah, I mean, the way she explained it is that there's no black donor. Like someone asked her, why doesn't she just get a donor sperm from Australia so that she can get pregnant again? And she said that she needs to get it from overseas because there are basically no black donors in Australia. And then someone said, well, why does it have to be a black donor? And she said, well, my first baby was black, so I would like my second baby to be black as well. And yeah, that was very controversial because, yeah, it's essentially choosing a designer aspect of your baby, I guess. Like, I can see why that is, I can see why that should be illegal or whatever, but I don't know. What are my thoughts on it? I don't know. I guess the thoughts are that, yeah, like if you want a baby, it shouldn't matter what it looks like. But then also at the same time, I can see why, yes, she would want her baby to look like the baby's sibling. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, that's about all my thoughts. I guess I don't really think about it a lot. Why is Tahlia Skaines selling Casa Suu? No idea, because it was meant to be her dream house and now she's selling it for $2 million for the leasehold. But yeah, she hasn't told us. Oh, I did see a preview actually for the Outspoken podcast for today, I think, and they said that she's now going to be starting a renovation project in Australia. So I'm wondering if that's her Newcastle house that she bought a while ago. I need to listen to the episode. Is Jaz Hand still doing her store? Oh, she hasn't spoken about that for a while, but her and Riley have said that there's something coming on the 31st of March. So I wonder if that might be like a collaboration store, maybe. That would be really cool if they did Jaz Hand, jewelry, and then Rem by Riley. I think it's swimwear, and did a pop-up store together and they were both there. I feel like that would really pop off. Did Zana admit that she cheated on Gianni? Zanapelli, I don't know if she's admitted that she cheated on Gianni, but that is the rumour, I suppose. Are you invited to any upcoming Easter events? No. I don't get invited to influencer events because I'm not an influencer. I'm not posting being at events and stuff, but also not invited to any family events. Oh, I'm going to a kid's birthday party, which is an Easter egg hunt, so I suppose that's it. And my girls' kinder has an Easter picnic. What else have we got? Oh, why isn't that girl Georgie friends with Madison Woolley and Lexi anymore? Not sure if I know who Georgie is, sorry. Are there any updates on the Sabo girlies? No updates. So one of them has been saying that she's got thyroid issues and she needs to get them fixed. She's been trying really hard to lose weight and can't, so she needs to get on her medication and get that sorted. Something like that. And then there was the collaboration with the Broncos that I think went horribly wrong, but everyone else seems to think it was normal. I think that's sort of everything. My PJs don't look very comfy. Yes, sorry. I have a friend staying, as I mentioned, so I haven't made the time to shower and get in my jammies yet. The Ashy and Tiana podcast is so bad. I think Tiana is starting to see the light. Oh, I really like their podcast. I feel like it's very juicy. Like every week there's something juicy that they're telling us. Oh, someone's asking here what happened with Ashy Bines and Nat and Gretty. Maybe DM me about that because it's a bit of a long story. Lots of people are asking about them. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know why they're fighting, but Nat no longer follows Ashy Bines on social media, so that is the most obvious reason why they're not friends. And Gretty, well, recently when Keiara stopped being friends with Ashy, she went out for lunch, I think it was, or drinks with both Sammy and Gretty. So that to me was very obvious that the three of them, like they all posted a photo of themselves at drinks, and it was very obvious that the three of them were now united against Ashy. I think that's it. A few people commenting about the Kayla Itsines thing. Oh, this person's saying that with Kayla's original fitness plans, we need to remember, even though it was effed up, for all of us 90s chicks, it was the norm in the 2000s to be skinny chic. Yeah, true. We've all grown up with that whole vibe. I feel like it's really coming back in though, which is really scary. And this person's saying that Kayla Itsines literally built her profile on selling unhealthy expectations of bodies. I don't know what's worse. Well, yeah. Chloe Fisher is getting over Ality in Bali. Everyone always says this about them. I really don't think... I mean, it's normal if you spend that much time with anybody that you're going to get annoyed with them, but I really don't think there's any drama there. All right, well, I've been on here for over half an hour, so I'm going to hop off. So thank you all so much for joining me. Thanks for sending in the questions. If I didn't answer your question, send me a DM and we'll talk about it.